We have the latest on OG Anunoby as the star continues to rehab from his injury, and we got to break it all down. What's up, guys? I'm Matt Long. Welcome to Knicks Basketball 365. If you are a New York Knicks fan, please hit that subscribe button. Only 6% of viewers are subscribed to the channel, and it really helps me out a ton. But let's jump right into what we got for today. Early in game 2, I should say, of the Philadelphia versus New York Knicks playoff series, OG Anunoby went up for a dunk and injured his right hamstring. We are now looking for information on when he will be returning to the New York Knicks after missing games 3 and 4 with this hamstring injury. Fortunately, they were both wins for the Knicks, but the Eastern Conference Finals will be significantly more difficult. We do have some information after the New York Knicks practice this afternoon, coming from Stefan Bondi, NBA on X. Mike Brown says that OG Anunoby took part in some parts of practice today, did not participate in the scrimmage. So the New York Knicks, part of the great thing of having this week off between the Eastern Conference semifinal round to the Eastern Conference Finals round, is the fact that we now have a week off to get healthier, practice, which is sort of rare for some playoff teams, practices in the middle of the playoffs, to start working in some new wrinkles into our schemes for whoever the Cavaliers or Pistons we may face for next round. But most importantly, it gives us a week to get healthier. Josh Hart dealing with that hand injury, OG Anunoby hurting with this hamstring. You would imagine they're going to be playing it extremely safe. The news is we want to give him about 2 weeks to return, and that is exactly what he will get. Next update here, also from Stefan Bondi, saying that Knicks say that OG Anunoby did individual work today, and they will not divulge more details beyond that. So getting a little bit of work in today is OG Anunoby. We actually do have a video that I'm going to show here very soon about OG Anunoby, how he's moving in practice. Coming from James L. Edwards, insider for the Knicks for The Athletic, Mike Brown said that he didn't know if OG Anunoby would be ready for game 1, saying, "I just want to take it one game at a time." Now, or one day at a time, I should say. This is a little bit more concerning, a little bit more eyebrow raising. You are hoping that this is just Mike Brown playing it extremely safe, playing it extremely carefully, and playing it, playing the game where you don't want to tell the Pistons or the Cavaliers, yes, you're going to see OG Anunoby, start preparing for him. Or no, you're not going to see OG Anunoby, you don't have to prepare for him. We don't want to give away exactly what our starting lineup is going to look like to give the New York Knicks the best competitive advantage that we can possibly give ourselves. I mean, until we get to the point where we have to submit an injury report the day of or the day before the game, there's no reason to tell our opponent who they are going to be facing. And I know, everyone's sitting here thinking the Detroit Pistons and the Cleveland Cavaliers are thinking about each other. They're not thinking about the New York Knicks. That's correct. But at the same time, there's no reason to give either one of those teams any extra information that we are not legally forced to give them by the NBA. We're going to keep this under wraps as best we can, and it's unfortunate for Knicks fans that we don't know what to expect with OG Anunoby, but you just got to have some confidence in the fact that it's better that there are, no leaks in the organization, not like that was expected to be a problem. Also, that we have a head coach that is smart enough to not tell the rest of the NBA what these injury updates are. We want to play our cards as close to the vest as we possibly can and make sure that other teams don't know what to prepare for and don't know whether or not our star players will be ready. Now, some people may push back on me calling OG Anunoby a star player, and maybe I shouldn't be calling him a star player, but he's playing like a star right now, so I'm going to give him his flowers. Here is the video that we got from after practice today. OG Anunoby walking around, goes to the corner, shoots a three-pointer. So how well is he moving? I don't want to leave it on the screen for too long just in case of copyright issues. We will bring that video back. But how well is he moving? I mean, he looks like he's moving fine. Chris Persianen put this on Twitter saying he looks like he's moving well. And I don't know if I would consider this well because he's not running. I'm going to be completely honest. Not the most to take away from a video like this, but the good things that we can say, OG Anunoby not limping, doesn't look like he's in pain. He's moving smoothly, although even if he is walking. One good thing about that video is if you didn't know that he was hurt, you would watch that video and you would not know that he was hurt. He's not leaning on the other leg more. He's not limping. He's not walking or moving in any way that seems unnatural to the way that OG Anunoby would normally be walking or be moving. So overall, feels like things are going in the right direction in terms of OG Anunoby's recovery, which is exactly what you're hoping for and exactly what you are expecting when you get a week off or even more between playoff games, which is very rare. Would be good for the Knicks to be able to get that full 9 days off in between last Sunday and next, hopefully Tuesday. We're rooting for this Cavs versus Pistons game. Whichever team you want to win that, we're rooting for that to go 7. I do want to know in the comment section, who would you rather face between the Detroit Pistons or the Cleveland Cavaliers? Both teams the New York Knicks should dispose of, but I do believe that the Cleveland Cavaliers are the better matchup for the Knicks because the Pistons, their really tough physical defense is the thing that could pose a problem for the Knicks when overall the lack of shooting and the lack of scoring that the Pistons have overall, I believe still only putting up over 110 points in one of their playoff games so far. The Knicks should be able to roll through both of those matchups, but it is very important to get OG Anunoby back. This playoffs, he's been doing really, really well. I think I forgot to put up this graphic earlier. OG Anunoby has averaged 21.4 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 1.9 steals in 8 games, or that's per game, in 8 games in the 2026 playoffs. 1.9 steals. That's awesome. And that is helping lead the New York Knicks to be so successful in transition versus these teams. It's been amazing so far. It comes from the way that this New York Knicks team is built. We have some of the best role players in the NBA. Right now, OG Anunoby, he's playing like a star, but if we're going to be honest with ourselves, he is a role player. But he's the best role player in basketball. He does exactly what you're looking for, and he has no weaknesses. Yes, his hamstrings tend to flare up at the worst times. This is not the first time that he is out missing playoff games with an injured hamstring. So that's a problem. That's something that we got to take a look at. I believe he was actually out with an injury also during the 2019 Raptors run. So just the injuries are an issue. OG Anunoby has to find a way to stay healthy, but other role players are also able to get injured. OG Anunoby is right now easily the best, but when you take out the hot streak, OG Anunoby is the perfect role player for the modern NBA. You're looking for guys that are able to create a little bit, finish a little bit. Most importantly, your role players, you need to be guys who can defend, and OG Anunoby is an elite defender, and you're looking for guys that are going to hit their open threes because that will spread out the defense and force the defense to cover those guys so they can't help in on your guys that are your designated slashers, your designated drivers, like your point guard, for, in our case, Jalen Brunson. So OG Anunoby, elite defender, one of the best corner three-point shot makers in basketball, can hit threes from anywhere. He is just unbelievable. We need him back. The Knicks, I would like to see the odds on a potential Knicks-Pistons series without OG Anunoby. I don't think we need him to beat the Detroit Pistons, but we really want him back. It's going to be way tighter than it should be should we be missing OG Anunoby in the Eastern Conference Finals, whoever that is. Hopefully we get the news soon that Anunoby is available for Game 1, although the New York Knicks have not revealed that information just yet. That's what I got for this video. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video all the way through. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and go Knicks.